Somehow, Billy McFarland returned. 8 years after throwing the most disastrous music festival in history, the Fyre Fest, Billy is back. Drowning in debt, but announcing yet another outrageous scam.
FYRE 2 is real. My dream is finally becoming a reality.
The fact that a Fyre Festival 2 even exists is insane to say. However, it's already off to a terrible start. Despite ticket bundles literally on sale now, ranging as high as $1.1 million per person. The island, which Billy claims is hosting the festival though, has since said, quote, "For us, this is an event that does not exist," and even released an official statement. With a little over 2 months until Billy McFarland's second festival is scheduled to go down, all signs point to history repeating itself. However, that's not even the worst part. Fyre Festival 2 is real, reads this official press release in February, announcing the upcoming festival dates for May 30th to June 2nd. FYRE 2 is a 3-day escape to the Mexican Caribbean where you'll explore by day alongside your favorite talent, and come together at night to celebrate with music. Now, if you're wondering what type of music though, and what specific artists will be performing, well, Billy himself doesn't know. And when asked if they've even been booked yet, considering no A-list names will ever come close to Fyre Festival after the first one, Billy then tiptoed his way around the question, answering this.
You say we might have. Are any of these for sure haves? Are they booked?
So I think what makes FYRE so cool is that we are selling the experience of FYRE. I want to be one of the first festivals that can sell out with no artists.
But you do have them booked.
We're announcing the artists over the next few months, so I'm not in charge of booking the talent.
He can't even just say, yeah, we have artists booked, because he doesn't. He is doing the exact same thing again. Like, this guy, he is legitimately, to his core, a scammer and nothing else. And people keep giving him money. And he knows it. Look how happy he is. He doesn't care.
Billy claims he is not in charge of booking the actual artists. Honestly, a good idea. But instead, according to their recent post, FYRE 2 is produced by Lost Nights, a premier live event producer with nearly 20 years of experience in crafting extraordinary one-of-a-kind experiences in remote and unique locations. Now, we'll look into just how legit this Lost Nights company is later on in the video, but there is no doubt that FYRE 2 will take place in a unique location, the middle of the ocean. If you take the exact latitude and longitude coordinates here from Fyre Festival 2's website, and then plug them into Google Maps, as we can see, it takes us to the middle of the ocean. The jokes write themselves. On FYRE's official website here, they list that the next festival will be held at Playa Fyre on Isla Mujeres, Mexico, a small tropical island just off Cancun. However, though, not only does Playa Fyre translate to Fire Beach, a place that Billy just made up, but then to make matters worse, Isla Mujeres, the location they're marketing as the host island, just completely denied any involvement with the festival.
Fyre Festival was such a colossal disaster that it has become shorthand for colossal disasters. So who wants to try again? Billy McFarland does. He says Fyre Festival 2 is coming to an island in Mexico. Officials there say they don't really know what he's talking about.
When the first 2,000 tickets to Fyre Festival 2 went on sale on February 24th, there was only one piece of confirmed information, that it would take place on Isla Mujeres. Now, these tickets, which are still up today for sale online, range in different prices, depending on how much you want to get scammed. There are 3 main ticket options to choose from, each promising luxurious, unforgettable experiences. First, there's Ignite, which is general access and the lowest tier for $1,400, then Fuego VIP, and Phoenix, which is artist access. Or, if you'd rather, you can cash out on the Prometheus package for a slight $1.1 mil, that claims to grant access to your own private yacht. But not so fast though, because if you can remember, all of this sounds basically identical to the promises made of Fyre Festival 1 back in 2017. What was marketed all over the entire internet by social media's biggest influencers, including Bella Hadid, Emily Ratajkowski, Hailey Bieber, and of course Kendall Jenner, who is reported to have been paid a mind-blowing $275,000 for this one single Instagram promo post, despite successfully generating massive hype for their event. Billy's promise of luxury villas, gourmet fine dining, parties with models, and a once-in-a-lifetime music festival on the beach quickly turned into a viral disaster, destroying Billy's reputation forever.
What's happening? There's no water over there. Oh, Jesus. Maybe we all get to burn it down at the end.
As soon as guests arrived to Fyre 1, not only were they forced to sleep in flooded hurricane relief tents and eat cheese sandwiches, but then find out there was no music, and the festival was cancelled just hours later.
They told us that it was a free-for-all.
So we have nowhere to stay.
Nowhere to stay. Some people are missing bags.
We're just trying to get our bags.
Pitch black out. There's craziness going on everywhere. Nobody knows what to do. All the resorts nearby are sold out. It's an actual disaster.
Major update, Fyre Festival is officially canceled.
Fyre Festival 1 took place on the island of Great Exuma in the Bahamas. But, to no surprise, after destroying their property, scamming their locals, then forever attaching their island's name to internet infamy, in 2022, the Deputy Prime Minister of the Bahamas put out this official statement, stating that Billy McFarland is considered to be a fugitive, and he is never allowed back on their island, and anyone knowing of his whereabouts should report them to law enforcement. However, there's no need to worry, because as it currently stands due to his parole, as he told the Wall Street Journal, today, Billy is actually not even allowed to leave New York at all. Meaning that not only can he not go back to the Bahamas, but unless he's able to get permission, Billy himself will not even be able to attend his next festival.
Can you go to Mexico?
So I don't know. I have to be okay with mentally maybe watching a live stream from my computer and crying a little bit. I have to ask for international travel.
As of this video, Fyre Festival 2 is scheduled to go down in just over 2 months. And again, despite tickets on sale as we speak, Billy McFarland is yet to visit his new location, Isla Mujeres, an island which, right off the bat, already presents a handful of its own challenges. Exactly like the last island he chose, Isla Mujeres has limited infrastructure, especially compared to other major music festival destinations. With a population of less than 15,000 people, Billy's latest scam just keeps getting worse. Labeled by Vanity Fair as, quote, the poster child for millennial scamming, immediately after his tickets went on sale in February, more red flags were raised. Selling tickets without releasing the name of a single artist is an incredible business model, the top comment jokes. Will there actually be any music this time? Who is even performing? Pushed on his lack of details for the second iteration of FYRE, Billy had this to say.
Taking the risk. Is it a risk to buy a ticket to Fyre Festival 2?
I think it's always a risk. You're taking a risk because I made a lot of bad decisions and messed up the first festival. Until it's experienced, there is a risk component to it.
As you heard there at the end, even the newscasters themselves couldn't hold back from laughing. And it's easy to see why. Billy just continues to sit back and simply lie his way through every answer.
I think it's always a risk. You're taking a risk because
It's okay. It's not always a risk to buy tickets to an event because typically when you're buying tickets to the event, it's already planned. So there's a really high chance that it's going to happen.
As Charlie, aka Penguin Zero'd agreed, typically when you buy tickets to an event, you have faith it's gonna actually happen. However, not with anything FYRE related, especially after reading Isla Mujeres' recent press release once tickets hit the internet. Due to the information circulating in the media regarding the event Fyre Festival 2, the General Directorate of Tourism of Isla Mujeres informs that no person or company has requested permits from any department for said event. But it gets worse. For us, this is an event that does not exist, a local tourism official told The Guardian. We have no knowledge of this event, nor contact with any person or company about it. Continuing on, the hotels that FYRE listed as accommodation for guests on its website, none of them had heard about the festival, despite tickets being on sale. And Impression Isla Mujeres, one of the luxury hotels on the island at which FYRE is promising accommodation, told The Guardian it had not received any approach or inquiry with regards to the event. So, Billy may think his festival is all good to go this time, but as it appears, that's extremely far from the case.
But that's news to the small Mexican island of Isla Mujeres off the coast of Cancun. Edgar Gasca, the tourism director of the island, telling The Guardian this is an event that does not exist, adding, it's very strange because any manager knows if you're going to hold an event, let alone a massive event, you need municipal authorization.
With less than 80 days until his scheduled festival kicks off, local officials are denying any knowledge of the event. This festival is not going to happen. There are red flags all over the place, Edgar Gasca adds. However, Billy and his FYRE organizers don't seem very fazed, issuing this statement themselves to The Guardian in response. We're producing a highly exclusive and sustainable experience for Fyre Festival 2 set for May 30th to June 2nd, 2025, said Lost Nights, again the producers behind the event. Fyre Festival 2 has secured top-tier private venues and hotels in partnership with our local allies, who have established communications with the corresponding authorities to ensure full compliance and flawless execution. Now, it's up to you what you want to believe, but to me, that sounds like just a bunch of big fancy words. And besides, Who even is this Lost Nights company anyway? Lost Nights is the agency that will allegedly be handling production duties for Fyre Festival 2. According to their website here, Lost Nights is a premier event production powerhouse who specializes in curating and orchestrating dynamic concerts, festivals, and live entertainment spectacles. In the past, Lost Nights had almost exclusively produced events at Templo, an open-air electronic music venue in Mexico, and the company's CEO, Carlos Lopez, seen here, apparently also holds roles in a handful of local dance music festivals and concert series. Looking through their Instagram, they do appear to have experience building stages and putting on festivals. However, something interesting to point out though, is that they still have not posted once about Fyre Festival 2 on their page. And as people continue to ask unanswered questions about their involvement in the comments, they remain unseen. However, Fyre Fest 2 will no doubt be Lost Nights' biggest challenge yet, attempting to rebuild Billy McFarland and Fyre's reputation out of the mud. But if their statement to The Guardian wasn't enough to convince you to drop thousands of dollars on tickets, then came this video by Billy McScammer himself, clearly reading off a pre-written script.
First, Fyre 2 is real. Second, we have incredible partners leading the festival. They're in charge of all the logistics, productions, and operations. This includes an incredible production team in Mexico who does not F around. There is no way they would ever take on a fake festival. 3, we have accommodations. Naturally, this was a huge point of emphasis given the issues surrounding Fyre 1. Our accommodations include contracts for the number of villas, yachts, and hotels.
This very professionally filmed video statement should convince everyone that Fyre 2 will be better, one user jokes, ready for another Netflix documentary. In his handheld video, Billy states that they do in fact have contracts already in place, contrary to The Guardian's article, as well as stating that they also have talent including artists, athletes, and other performers on board for Fyre 2.
We have talent. Artists, athletes, and other performers are on board and scheduled for Fyre 2. 7, Fyre 2 is moving forward, and we are moving forward with full integrity. From now on, updates will come directly from me. I look forward to continuing to work with my great partners to bring the vision of Fyre to life and to help make right for all of the wrongs.
So the argument he's making is that updates from him directly will be the most reliable. Another comment points out, just let that sink in. I think they thought they would just announce the festival and see if it got traction, and then ask for permits halfway down the path, the local tourism official added. It's a bit of a naive way to think. A naive way to think, no doubt, but again, it's repeating the same exact mindset we saw with Fyre 1, when Billy put so much time and effort into marketing and paying A-list influencers, before making sure he could even logistically host a festival in the first place. But yet, despite his infamous scamming history, this still hasn't stopped Billy from selling tickets.
Now, this festival's only a couple of months away. Have you sold any tickets yet?
We have sold tickets. I think what makes Fyre 2 so unique are the people who do come. They're taking this risk. They're seeking the adventure. They're willing to travel.
Billy McFarland claims he has already sold tickets to Fyre 2. And the truth is, he's gonna need every penny he can get. Considering that Billy currently owes a whopping $26 million in restitution, plus another $7 million back to the IRS in taxes, he has dug himself quite the hole. But unfortunately though, Fyre Festival 2 isn't even the first scam Billy has tried to pull since his release from prison. Billy McFarland was greeted by the FBI at his doorstep the morning after fleeing the dumpster fire of his first festival. And in addition to then getting slammed with a $100 million class action lawsuit, issued alongside his partner, Ja Rule, from Fyre 1 attendees, after going on to get arrested and charged with multiple counts including wire fraud, Billy McFarland was sentenced to 6 years in federal prison in 2017. But as it turned out, despite claiming that even he thought he was never getting out,
But I would have bet almost every single one of those days that I wasn't getting out, because you have no one to bounce your ideas off of, right? So you start just going crazy.
Instead of his original 6-year sentence, Billy was later released early in March of 2022, only serving less than 4. But while many were upset and felt he got off way too easy, although out of prison, Billy is still drowning in debt, and not just a couple million. As part of his legal penalty for Fyre Festival 1, Billy is forced to pay back $26 million in restitution to investors, vendors, and everyone else he stole from and tricked. But besides multiple other super shady efforts to get some cash that we're about to see, such as a ridiculous underwater Fyre concert in Miami that he texted me about, It has now been reported that a minimum of $500,000 from FYRE Festival 2's earnings will have to go towards paying people back, as well as they're deciding to donate another 10% of total profit too.
5. Restitution is being paid. Since being released 30 months ago, I've made 40 payments to restitution. I've also made it my mission to do more than legally required. Part of this has been giving a large percentage of FYRE 2's budget and profits directly to restitution.
FYRE Festival 2 is the most tangible way to pay the $26 million that I owe, Billy told the New York Post. No one's offering me $26 million to work somewhere. However, before deciding on this idea to double down on a FYRE Festival 2, first, Billy had a few other scams up his sleeve. Besides joining the website Cameo, being available to book for a personalized video at the precise price of $69, and besides helping rappers such as FYRE and Kodak Black connect with the current president of the United States, Donald Trump, with also this picture here, next to Kodak and Steve Will Do It, which is somehow not photoshopped. After his release from prison, though, in 2022, Billy McFarland then began his apology press tour. As the first we had seen of Billy since getting arrested in 2017, first came ABC News, sitting down for an interview with Michael Strahan.
So first off, what I told investors was, it was wrong. I was wrong. I messed up, and I was so driven by this desperate desire to prove people right.
Billy finally took the slightest responsibility for his mistakes, although many still weren't buying it. But that wasn't all. In addition to trying to rebuild his reputation, Billy also took this chance on national television to promote his next business, which we're about to find out, though, was yet another scam.
And you said you were here to apologize, but you're also launching a new venture called Pirate. Are you here to really apologize, or are you here more to promote that?
Yeah.
Prior to FYRE Festival 2, Billy had been pushing a different business venture called Pirate, spelled P-Y-R-T, a pretty ironic name in itself, considering Billy's past. Billy's original plan with Pirate was to partner with a small hotel, again in the Bahamas, and then bring in various talent from around the world to once more connect through music and adventure, posting this announcement video for Pirate back in 2022.
Hey guys, it's Billy McFarland. As you might know, I effed around, and because of that, I definitely found out. You might have guessed, but I'm working on something new. This time, it's a little crazier, but a whole lot bigger than anything I've ever tried before.
Going all in on this whole pirate treasure map theme. With no explanation given though, this announcement plus everything else pirate related has since been wiped off the internet entirely. And obviously Pirate never happened. But it didn't stop there. Throughout my research and production of the previous 2 FYRE Festival videos on my channel, I actually signed up to get text alerts from Billy McFarland. And although I've had to suffer getting spam texts from Billy for the last 3 years, each time I always get a good laugh, seeing the ridiculous new scams that Billy is coming up with. FYRE trips are back, reads this text I got 2 years ago. We're taking 30 people to the Caribbean for a long weekend. Want to come? Want your brand to pop this weekend? I'm jet skiing from Manhattan to the Hamptons with a bunch of talent for a promo video shoot. Hit me up if you want in. How long can you hold your breath? FYRE Survival Training is back with an underwater concert in Miami. FYRE Yacht Party, all attendees get private flights from NYC to the Hamptons. All of this is textbook scammer behavior. As we can see, not only is Billy clearly desperate for any money he can scrape, but if you can also remember from 8 years ago, this sounds exactly like what Billy tried pulling after FYRE 1, attempting to scam people instead over email, offering tickets to other various high-profile events in 2018, such as the Masters Golf Tournament or the Met Gala, which, by the way, doesn't even sell tickets. However, unfortunately the texts kept coming. Next FYRE dinner Thursday in NYC. Text to RSVP. Needs swimmers who are ready to travel and are strong swimmers. The plane can hold 5 people, no further details given. As well as then, blowing up my phone with a bunch of recent texts about Fyre Fest 2 tickets on sale. Billy McFarland literally cannot stop scamming. I'm sure many people think I'm crazy for doing this again, Billy concludes in his latest press release, but I feel I'd be crazy not to do it again. The adventure seekers who trust the vision and take the leap will help make history. Billy McFarland will never change.